Ladies and gentlemen, chess is a difficult game. Have any of you tried it? Have any of you studied it? Have any of you practiced it? Or do you just participate in the occasional YouTube video and then move on with your day-to-day business? Well, today's game is a fascinating matchup, and there's an interesting story behind it. It was sent to me by a subscriber named Philip, and it was sent to me in 2021. And I actually told Philip that I would make a video about it. And then I forgot. And I saw this game URL on my sticky notes on my computer desktop. And I went, wait a minute, I haven't made a video about this game. Until today. This was a battle of two 600s. This was a battle that will be heard around the world. And it's part of my How to Lose at Chess playlist, because good Lord is it spectacular. Now, since then, both of these guys have moved on in their chess careers. They've both gained hundreds of points. Nowadays, Philip is probably around 900. Sagar is around 1100. At least Sagar's name on his profile is Sagar Shah. I don't know if that's a dedication to chess-based India's Sagar Shah or if his name actually just so happens to be Sagar Shah. They both have honorary grandmaster titles, and folks, you are not ready. Buckle up. Put me up on your screen. Here we go. E4. Solid start to the game. Black plays the move D6. All right, so clearly two 600s who kind of more or less know what they're doing. I love this from Sagar. D4. If your opponent doesn't put a pawn in the center, you should put both pawns in the center. This is why since then, Sagar has went on to gain 500 rating points. G6. Okay. So Black is playing a King's Indian. Black's playing a Pierce King's Indian. Depends on if White plays the move C4. And he does. Sagar's like, you know what? You're not taking the center. I'm going to put all three pawns directly in the center. Why not put all four? Right? It's completely reasonable. You can also play knight, bring your knights out. And he does that on the very next move. So knight F3 is excellent stuff. Now, the way that Black plays this is to apply more pressure here with either, C5 or E5. I like to play this with Black by pinning the knight to the queen, which also, because these two pieces now have to interact, kind of takes their eye off the center, and you pressure that like this. So I like to move bishop G4 before doing this. Knight D7 is fine, but for beginners, I would not recommend that move because you're blocking your own bishop. So the more you block your development, I'm sure, the newbies watching this know, when you play without space in chess, it can be very, very cramped. Now I don't like White's next move, which is the move D5. This move just doesn't make any sense. It would have made sense if the knight had gone to C6, because at least you can argue, well, I'm attacking the knight. But, yeah, here you're not attacking the knight. There's just no knight there. In fact, that move just opened up Black's bishop. What White should have done here, instead of repeating multiple moves with the same piece, right, which violates some opening principle, is just develop and castle. Like, you need to make improvements to your position. This is not making an improvement to your position. This is the equivalent of sledgehammering your own wall in your bedroom and then building a window there. Like, you already had two windows. I don't know what you needed a third one for. Like, you just broke out, a giant piece of wall. Not really necessary, but okay, you get a window, fine. E5. Now here, obviously all seasoned veterans of chess know that White has a move, which is called en passant. And seasoned veterans of chess also know that if en passant is on the board, it is forced. You have to play it as a tribute to the chess gods. Unfortunately, Sagar violates that and plays the move knight to c3. But folks, I gotta tell you, so far in the opening, I mean, give these guys credit, no? I mean, this is the best opening two 600s I've ever played. If you took a sample size of 1 million games between two 600s and this was their opening position, I mean, they are following all principles, right? Literally everything is being followed. Now, this is pinning this, but there's not a lot of pressure on that. So in the next move, Black is going to go here, right, and kick out the bishop. So what does White do here? White stops the move H6. White stops the move H6 by playing Queen D2. I mean, 600 playing queen to d2? I mean, are you kidding me? That stops h6 completely. And now Black has to do things like knight c5 and try to expand over here. It's a little bit too complicated. Black plays the move h6, so Black blunders. And the problem with that move is, what you should do here with Black is you should absolutely not take the bishop. And Black does that, and now Black is completely lost. Because if you just don't move, I'm going to go here. Then I'm going to prevent you from moving your knight because it's going to be mate. and I'm gonna attack you with my bishop, maybe bring my other knight, maybe h4, g4, like, I can castle long and just launch an attack over here because you already committed your king. That's the thing, you gotta pay attention in chess. As a beginner, you are taught castle quickly, but if you ever wanna be an intermediate advanced player, you don't always have to castle, especially if the position is safe for your king. If you see that the king is castled and all this is coming, you don't need to commit your king there. So, unfortunately, black does not realize what the idea is. Also, just playing too fast. Like, starting a 10-minute game, but spending 3 seconds on the move h6 is just... Philip, not good. Not good stuff, Philip. Take, and yeah, black is completely lost. Just hopeless. There is basically one remaining thing that I would recommend for black to do. It would be either to bring the knight here and stop mate, so this knight can move, or play queen e7 and try to trade the queens. And if you can trade the queens, you're only down a pawn, okay? Being down a pawn is not the same as getting checkmated. Unless you're also down a pawn and happen to get checkmated, in which case you're just trash. But in this case, that's what you should do. Knight c5 just does not address any of that. And if you look at the computer evaluation, slowly but surely it went from, you know, plus 0.7 to plus 1 to plus 1.6. Now, even here it's plus 1.5 if black doesn't take. Now black takes, it's plus 2.5. Now black goes here, it's plus 2.8. Now black goes here, it's plus 4. It's like every move is making it worse and worse, but still, maybe you can trade the queen, right? Yeah, black is just not interested in trading the queen. I mean, bishop e6 is just plus 10. I mean, bishop e6 is like, your car has, you know, one of your blinkers is faulty, and while you're driving it to the body shop, you know, you drive off a cliff. I mean, really, it's... yeah, not necessary. You don't need to do this. This is not a good move. And Sagar with white is just ridiculous. I mean, he takes it. Like, this dude is playing lights out chess. Spectacular chess. Now, pawn takes c6 is the beginning of the fun. So, black should play knight takes or rook takes is even better than pawn takes, because every time a pawn moves in chess, you need to think about what it starts doing and stops doing, just like with any move. It stops guarding this. This is mate. Wherever the king goes, there's a mate. If the king goes this way, that's mate. If the king goes this way, that's mate. So queen g6 just wins the game on the spot. And now, unfortunately, the 600-ism kicks in. You see, in chess, everybody has this part of the game where they, you know, like your elo in chess is based on how you play throughout the game. If you're 600 in chess, it doesn't mean you play as a 600 at all times. Sometimes you play like a 1000. In this game, for the first half, white is playing like a 1000, 400 points above. Now white plays like a 200, doesn't see checkmate in 2. And that balances out. So your goal is to make that range tighter and raise your floor. Don't raise your ceiling, but raise your floor so you don't plummet off a cliff. Yeah, queen g6, white plays this move in actually a lot of thought. White spent 20-something seconds on castling. That's not good. Doesn't see queen g6. Black plays rook e7. Still, this is a decent move. But what white should do now is find a way to get some help over there to the king. Like, you know, maybe bring the rook. Get the knight out, bring the rook. Maybe f4, pawn break. Okay, white plays a3. That move makes literally zero sense. But, and white spent 40 seconds on the move a3. Like, I like that you're thinking, but a3 is completely meaningless. Now, what should black do, right? Black is down a bishop, and black is under a very big attack. So when you are under attack, it's actually okay to trade pieces if you're losing, because at least you're not going to get mated. Like, now that you're not mated, the next phase of the game begins, and maybe you can still make a comeback. But what you should not do when you are being attacked is spend 40 seconds and lose a knight. I mean, it's just a clean knight. I mean, you just lost the knight for no reason. You're down a bishop, now you're down a knight and a bishop. That has not improved your situation. I would argue it's made your situation worse. I know that's a hot take. Like, what are you doing? Why are you just taking things? You get... But, Sagar goes queen g6. All right, now black goes here. If white takes the knight, white loses the knight. If white takes the knight like this, white loses the queen. How does white win this knight and not lose his own knight? Give a check. Take, check, then take this. Now you're up the knight. And that's a little hard, though. That's tricky, all right? And that doesn't happen. And instead, Sagar takes this. and we have this. All right? I mean, black is still losing, for sure. White can play f4, open up the position. White can go grab a pawn. White can set up a battery. White can bring the rooks. You got to know how to use your rooks, all right? You got to know how to use your rooks. You got to rook lift, right? Bring the rooks up and over. That's sort of the idea. So, rook g5 played, and now it's... I need to check my phone real quick. This is important. It's about my puppy. Okay, he's fine. Just got a text about his well-being. Rook takes g5, rook d1, queen d7, and now we go back to playing several hundreds of points above our level, and we play this move c5. Now c5, make no mistake, c5 is way too sophisticated of a move. The point is that you're like, well, this is pinned, and you know, if there's this, I'm gonna win. Bro, just take the pawn. Like, just shut up and take the pawn. And then while you're at it, shut up and take this pawn too. Just take the pawns. It's free pawns. It's nothing complicated. Now, if the queen comes here or here and mates you, that's one thing. Just guard that. Anyway, c5. Rook f8, and now we have queen h4. That attacks the rook. The rook comes here. Check here. And in this position, the players shuffled their pieces and made a draw. Just kidding. That didn't happen. White gave a check. King h7, and now took and took. Okay, status update. White is up a bishop. The evaluation of a bishop is 3 points, but it's +9. Why is it +9 instead of +3? It's +9 instead of +3 because in chess, to evaluate a position, you need to consider 4 factors. Number 1, king safety. Number 2, material. That's kind of a tie, right? Piece activity, space, and pawn play. In this case, the king is just not, I mean, that is not a safe king. So first of all, bishop d3 just picks up a rook. That is just the cleanest of pins, right? Rook d3 played, though, is a rook lift, and white wants to go up and over, and I don't blame white. I mean, that's mate. I like the move rook d3, queen c6 played, and now queen g4 just ends the game. There is actually, like, no way to stop this. You gotta go here and try to block, and then I can still do this, and you can't stop my plethora, my cornucopia, my ubiquitous checkmates. All right? We have h3, though, which I don't understand. Queen c6, h3. I mean, you just rook lifted. Like, what? Okay, you block your pieces. Rook g8, queen h4. That's very lucky. That's a check, by the way, because that's mate. Queen g2 is mate. Like, black is actually doing a decent job here, but now it's over. Now it's over, and it is over in a multitude of ways. It's over because, first of all, you can play queen to d8 check and take this rook. Like, that is just the cleanest of finishes. Queen d8, queen g8. Now, it's also over because you could just go here and just trade pieces. Trade pieces, win an endgame. It's also over because you can go here and now deflect the king away, and that's it. 5 minutes on the clock for Sagar. There is an M on the evaluation. He is completely winning. Queen to c2, and it is mate in so many different ways. Rook g7 and ladder. Rook g7 and trade. Bishop to g4 and queen e6. Like, you cannot tell me there is not like 80 mates. We have this, block, and that's a free queen. I mean, queen c2, queen h7, it would have been mate. The guy blocks, that's a free queen. 100% free. Unfortunately now, white starts playing like a 200 and only looks for checks. And I got news for you. It's still good because queen f6 is a free rook and it's made in 199 ways. White goes here. Okay. Black blocks with the rook. Check here. White is now up 2 rooks and a bishop. That is 13 points of material and is up 2 minutes. Rook h7, queen c7. Queen c7 is a brilliant move, by the way, because it stops queen d8 mate. Now, rook h8 check is, it looks like mate. It's not, but you win the queen. So rook h8 check is a good move after queen c7, but okay, Sagar goes here. I don't hate that move. d5 is getting a little closer, right? He gets a little closer. He's trying to set up a mate somehow, maybe queen g8. Black doesn't know what to do. He's just pushing pawns. Now, here Sagar plays a move that if I was in the same room with him, I would grab him. I would scream at him so loud. You have a rook, a bishop, and a queen directly surrounding a king. It is inexcusable to play the move g3. I mean, are you insane? What? What is g3? G3 is the beginning of the end. Let me tell you something right now. If you made it 15 minutes, you are about to witness single-handedly the biggest catastrophe in chess history. This man is up 13 points of material. His opponent has 56 seconds remaining. 56. You could just check the guy until he loses on time. Just check him. Just keep checking him. You're going to win his queen. d4 played. Queen f6. That's it. Thank you. Thank you. This mate is now unstoppable. That mate, if the queen moves, unstoppable. Any bishop discovery is made in one in a move. d3, and that's it. He's done it. Rook h8 is mate, and no. King g2? You have a queen, a bishop, and 2 rooks, and 5 pawns. Why are you moving your king? For what? What is the reason? How dare you spend 3 seconds in this position and play king to g2? Oh, God. All right. Enough dilly-dallying. Please checkmate it. What? I think the idea of this move is this. I think that's the idea. But now you can't even do it. But you can move your bishop. Literally any bishop move. Any bishop move is made in a couple moves. I mean, any rook h8 is made. But queen h8. He takes the pawn. Oh, God, he takes the pawn. He takes the pawn. No. Now black. Oh, God. Rook h8 is made again. I mean, it's made again, damn it. It's made. Okay, fine. You know what? I understand. It's scary. Rook d1. I understand. I get it. Your rook is hanging. You gotta move it. Check. Okay. Now, king is under attack. When you are under attack with your king, you gotta think, I gotta get my king to safety, and I have to make sure there are no more checks. This is not a complicated move. God forbid you bring the queen back, you trade queens. God forbid. Your opponent has 19 seconds on the clock. 19 seconds. You could do anything you want in this damn game. You know what you can't do? You can't start chucking pawns. You know why white played e4? Because he's still a fiend for mate. He still wants to play queen d8. That's the only mate that he sees. He doesn't see any other mate. Can't move his bishop, can't move his rook. He's refusing to see anything else. Okay, now white has 1, 2, 3, 4 legal moves, 5 legal moves. The king can go anywhere, and the queen can come back. 4 of these moves win the game. This one, in one of the biggest catastrophes, in one of the biggest top anime betrayals of chess, King h2 loses the game. And it loses the game because you lose your rook with check, and then you lose to a check and a promotion, and you're mated.